Hello, you all right?
Welcome to the show. Now, you've been away for a little while. What have you been up to?
Done an album. It's called Back to Black.
How would you describe it?
It's a lot more, I don't want to say more raw, but it's not got all the clever, like, jazz chords. It's not really like that now. I've been listening to a lot of girl groups, a lot of garage bands. That's kind of what it's like. It's a lot more guitar. I mean, I'm a guitarist. I've been listening to a lot more guitar bands. I mean, in Camden, you can't really get away from it, so...
You can't?
It's rubbed off on me.
Would you go as far as say it's a bit more accessible than your debut?
I say it was more accessible. It's not necessarily more poppy, but, you know, jazz is quite an exclusive... it's quite an elitist music, you know, and this album's a lot less like that.
Was that a conscious decision?
No, it's just what I've been listening to, rubbing off on me, definitely.
And what would you say the main theme is behind this new album?
It's the same as the last one. It's about, you know, things going wrong, and, you know, where your heart lies and when it all goes wrong, and you can have the best intentions, but it doesn't always work out. But it's a lot less like, you know, screw you than the last one. It's a lot more like, where the last one was like, you know, I'd write about a relationship that went wrong. I wouldn't be like, oh, it went wrong, it's your fault. I'd be like, it went wrong and that's a shame because we could have done something amazing.
So tell us a little bit about the song Rehab.
Rehab was when I got myself into a real dark place, and my friend of mine called my dad and said, you've got to come and sort her out because we don't know what we're doing with her. She doesn't talk to anyone, she's nuts. She's drinking as soon as she wakes up, she's mad. And my dad comes around, my dad bursts into tears, and my dad's quite soppy, but if my dad cries, I'll be like, I'll do anything, Dad, I'll do whatever you want me to do. So I want to stay with him. And then my managers came for me and goes, we're going to take you to this place. And I was like, are you? All right, okay. And they were like, no, we're going to take you. And I was like, well, how about I say I don't go? And they said, well, if you don't go, we'll come back for you tomorrow. I was like, all right, let me have a bath, put my face on. I said to my dad, I was like, Dad, do you think I need to go? My dad goes, no, but just do it because it looks good for the record company. They'll probably want to see you do that. So I went down there, I met up with the fella. He said, why do you think you're here? I said, because I do drink a lot. I think it's symptomatic of my depression. Like, I'm a manic depressive. I said I think it's symptomatic of that. I'm not an alcoholic, which sounds like an alcoholic in denial. But I thought to myself, now's your turn. Like I thought he's going to just talk and talk and talk. Literally went, yeah, I'm an alcoholic. And then I thought, you didn't ask me for my life story. You asked me why I got here today. I didn't ask you for your life story. He just went on and on. And he goes, oh, will you fill in this form? I said, how long does it take? He said, half an hour. I said, do you know what? I don't want to waste your time anyway still. Meanwhile, my managers are in the pub down the road having, like, Sunday roast. It's a joke.
So the line, they wanted me to go to rehab, and I said, no, no, no. That is actually what happened.
Yeah.
You were like, no, I'm not up for it.
Well, it was 10 weeks. I mean, you can hear it in the lyrics. It was 70 days, 10 weeks. And I just thought, nah, do they have a gym there? What's going to happen to who's going to feed my cats? Who's, like, do you know what I mean? Like, real
practical issues.
The thing is that, you know, alcoholism is a horrible thing, but if you can't remember the practical issues, that's when you know you've got a real problem.
So your cat saved you from rehab?
They did. Thank you, Monkey. Thank you, Melina.
Quite an outspoken person, which we love you for.
I have been.
Is that something you're proud of? Does it get you into trouble?
No, it has got me into trouble, and I realised things I've said in the past. I used to smoke a lot of weed. I was paranoid and I was defensive, and I had the album that I didn't know how well people would receive it. So yeah, I used to lash out. And the thing is I used to be a music journalist, so a lot of the time I just say things that everyone else thinks. But these days I think I don't bear anyone any ill will, and I've got an album that I'm 100% behind and I love, and me and the record company get on like so much better now. That, you know, I don't have to be insecure about it at all. And
I mean, there's been quite a lot in the press about your image. Does that bother you at the moment? Does that make you insecure?
It is what it is. To be honest, my mate Owen is a snapper, so a lot of the times I know if he's following me about, I know it's because there's no one good about. Do you know what I mean? I'll just be like, you had a dry day, Owen. He's like, Amy, you wouldn't believe it. Jerry Halliwell said she turned up at the Ivy, she wasn't there. Then I went to, and it's like, all right, Owen, just follow me then for half a mile. I'm like, who's going to buy these fucking... My dad. Who's going to buy these pictures? My dad. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm like, no one cares, Owen.
And you don't... The whole body image thing, that's just a manufacture manufactured story as far as you're concerned? You know that.
What do you mean?
Well, in that when people first saw you come on the scene, you looked one way, and now you look a different way.
Yeah.
Has that made you angry? Has that made you, that the way people kind of have made something out of nothing?
I'm furious.
Good.
No, I mean, like I said, I used to smoke a lot of weed, and when I stopped that, I started eating at right times. Like if you smoke weed, it takes you 4 or 5 hours to warm up to eat something in a day, and then you smoke, and you're like, you don't want to touch food because you want to keep smoking, and about 2 or 3, you're like, I want some stodge, and it's not the right way to be. Now I get up, I have now I get up and I have a nice day. Like I'll probably eat 2. I won't eat 3 meals, but I eat like 2 meals.
What are you listening to at the moment?
I'm still listening to all the 60s that I was listening to when I wrote the album, like a lot of Shangri-Las and all them girl groups, a lot of ska, Specials. I'm doing a Specials tribute album. I'm doing it next week because me and the band, we know them songs inside out and we're not going to change them, so we might as well just do them.
How did you get the kind of all-girl big sound that you've got on a song like Rehab? How did you capture that?
I don't know. I think what you listen to rubs off on you, and it definitely rubbed off on me. I put down the jazz and the hip-hop for a spell. I mean, I still listen to hip-hop, but I listen to 60s more than anything. Living in Camden, it follows you about. You walk down the street, there's the Vampire shop, he's pumping out Ray Charles all the time. My mate Bowie's got a record store, he just plays dub and ska and 60s all day.
And what has Mark Ronson brought to this album?
Well, he's cool because he... when you meet someone, you want to impress them and they want to impress you. That's kind of what we did. I played him a couple of songs acoustic on a guitar, and he was like, right, okay. And then he goes, right, go home, come tomorrow, I'm going to do my homework. And that's the way he sees it, like it's a little science project for him. He can get his teeth into it. So that was really good. And
he works on the Lily Allen records. What have you made of her success over this summer?
She's cool. She's done well, Like when I first heard her stuff, I was like, you're going to get me because I'm pissed now, but... Anyway. When I first heard her, he was raving about her, and I was like, well, she sings with a British accent. What's one got to do with the other? When I saw her style, like, she's got a ghetto earrings like me, and she's just like, I thought she's like... me and her are the same. We're the kind of girls that meet each other and either love each other or... It's just like, you're a dickhead. She's excuse my language, she's cool. The girl's cool. Mark's got a set at the minute. He's done a couple of festivals this summer. He did Festival, and I was coming down. I saw her down there. I didn't even know she was singing. And then we were having technical difficulties. I wouldn't have gone to speak to her unless, we were introduced. I wouldn't have gone up and gone, hi, you know what I mean? Not because I'm rude, but just because it's like, great, give a fuck. You're not my mate, you're just the girl that sings as well. And he was talking to her after I went up to him, and he was standing with her, and I said, he said, oh, we've only got time for one of your tunes. But I thought he'd said, we've only got time for one. And I said, what about Lil, though? And he goes, oh, yeah, she's going on. I was like, oh, cool. And then I introduced myself. She's lovely, she's really safe, really nice girl. Anyone who's got manners, I like. Anyone who's got bad manners,
you don't like. Is she amongst the kind of the music that you're listening to now? The current music? You listen to anything current? Or
I don't listen to anything.
You live in solely in the 60s.
It's quite sad. All I listen to is like I said, Shangri-Las. Like say in a good mixer, all I listen to is. The only tune I listen to that's recent is that Zooton's tune Valerie. I love that. I've rinsed that. I'll put it on 5 times in an hour and not even realise. And all the barmen just silence it when it comes on. They're like, and then they look at me. And then they look at me just like, it was on 10 minutes ago, Aim. I listened to that. I listened to the Zombie. She's Not There. I love that tune. Or
that's a good tune.
Body Ebb, or the Velvelettes, or the Contours.
Cool. Final question: what are your memories of this place?
Good memories.
Naughty memories?
No, no, I'm so not going to say.
All right, that's good enough for me.
If you and me were talking,
yeah,
off camera, yeah.
That smile says it all. But you're good, you're healthy, you're happy.
Yeah, I don't go to the gym as much anymore as I did, but I'm very happy though. Thank you.